How is it going today? Lord, let's connect. Dwayne.
My name's Jazz.
We're Dwayne N Jazz. Today we have for you Loki episode 5. Our thoughts and review. Where do we start? It's gonna be spoilers.
Yeah.
What do y'all?
Piece of lint right there.
Piece of lint. Thank you for doing that for me. Oh, before we start, if you guys have any direct requests, please follow us on social medias in the link in the description below. Don't forget to
subscribe.
Let's dive on in. Loki.
This episode was underwhelming. I'm not even gonna lie.
Woo!
It was underwhelming. Okay, we had just talked about it on the Party Chat podcast too. We were like, oh, do we think that the series is gonna go up from there because you know how they did with Captain Falcon. I keep saying Captain America and Winter Soldier, and how some episodes were really high and some of them were kind of low. And that basically is what happened here. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, no, it can only go up because y'all just introduced classic Loki, boastful Loki, the young Loki, and the alligator Loki. Should we call him Croaky?
Croaky?
I don't know. But I'm thinking if y'all are introducing them, it could only be nothing but hype. But to me, it was only maybe not even 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of hypeness in that episode. I legit fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Jazz coming for next today.
No. I did fall asleep. That's true. I fell asleep on a part that I felt was very dragged out, which was when they were trying to get to the void and stuff like that. Because every time I fell asleep and woke up, they were in the same spot every time. I'm like, dang, they still ain't get there yet? They still ain't get there? And I didn't miss anything. And when I rewatched it, I was like, yeah, I didn't miss anything when I went to sleep.
Yeah, I agree with you on some bits. Some bits were very good. Some bits were very dragged out. This episode definitely had a lot of Easter eggs. And one of the Easter eggs was
Thanos copter.
Thanos copter. Imagine Thanos coming in the helicopter. That was definitely in the old comics when I guess they was I don't even know what they was thinking. The character can't fly, so we're gonna make him
land in a helicopter.
That says Thanos on it. He can just steal one. He actually had bought one. And he an alien, so where did he buy it from? Where did you buy it? Okay, listen, we're not gonna get into it. We're not gonna get into it. And then for what? Made them write his name before he could spray painted his name on. Okay, we're not gonna get it. But yeah, we saw Mjolnir, and then we saw Frog Thor. Yeah, I saw Frog Thor in a jar, trying to get Mjolnir.
Out. Yeah.
So they had some nice little Easter eggs there. That's just to name a few. But as far as the story wise, it was A to B. It wasn't nothing super crazy. Yeah. Now I'm ready to see what the next episode has. I feel like this episode was okay, you know how it is. You know how it is when they was build up to exposition and then you go down and then you go back up. I think it's one of those things. Well, I like a steady rise in action. So each episode should be getting up to
more and more action.
As we get closer to the end.
Yeah. Instead
of bringing us back down, but it's fine. I feel like I give this episode an 8 out of 10 because it did what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to we get more. We didn't really I still give it 8 out of 10, but we actually didn't get we got some good information actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to remember the episode. We got information about the void, the end of time. What happens to the timelines. So we did actually get some good information about what happens and stuff like that, and how that affects certain things. And I just wonder how that's going to affect certain things in the future. What do you think?
I give it a 7.
A 7.
Okay, I was about to say 6. I was about to say 6. Then you brought up a good point because I was thinking I did see more. I was happy to see classic Loki when he was making the big distraction for the Alaya. And he was
that was dope. I think
Asgard basically.
I was yo,
that's really cool.
That is wow.
I was he is powerful. And then I'm seeing the President Loki, where he was he basically got betrayed again, and then even Loki, he wasn't surprised. He's of course it's me. I'm a betray whoever I'm working with. So this is not a surprise to me.
But so also what Kid Loki said, if you tried to change, then the TVA
then it's they just punish you because it's if we try to become a better person, then you get sent here, and that's basically what happened to Sylvie. Because not really what happened to Sylvie, but I think that's why Sylvie got picked because she wasn't doing anything wrong. She wasn't being evil or anything.
Or mischievous.
Or mischievous. She was just a regular little girl. Even when she got taken And then she got taken to the TVA, and somebody was like, you know, getting hurt in the TVA. She was like, somebody help him. A Loki wouldn't say that.
A Loki wouldn't
care. So
and I think that's why
she got picked up.
Yeah, our sacred timeline Loki was like, he trusts this Loki to do what needs to be done because he might feel like this is the best Loki of all of us.
Because this one is not
anything
that we are.
Yeah,
basically.
this just like you said before. This Sylvie was created. Renslayer and Hunter B-15 had that conversation about what is her motivation.
Like revenge.
Motivation is revenge.
Like, my motivation is revenge. I ruined my life.
You
like,
took
so
her out of You took her out of Asgard.
Right.
Now we know the reset charges don't just reset to stuff. You actually just dump that thing in the void.
It's like basically the trash, basically.
Right. You dump that thing in the compactor trash where life is just gonna eat up all the matter. And it's just like, why do you think what do you think?
Like, why do you think that she wants to kill you? Like,
right.
Really?
Why do you think she wants to destroy the TVA?
Since she had to hide out in so many like traumatic places and things like that, like her like killing someone at that point, I'm thinking in her mind is nothing because she has seen so many people die already. I will easily take you out.
Remember how they tortured our sacred timeline Loki? They put him in that prison
over and over
cell, prison time cell.
Yeah.
Luke, imagine that, except times 10. You're going to the same catastrophe, looking at the same people, and you can't do anything about it. Because if you do something about it, then there's going to be a nexus event, and then they're going to try to find you.
Exactly. And I'm trying to figure out what the young Loki did because they was like, oh, what did you do for your nexus event? And then he said, I killed Thor. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, you did?
I was like, what?
How'd you do that?
I hope you're joking.
But he looks like he's like very intelligent because he had like this little like radar like device that basically knew like when the Alive was coming. He knew when Mobius and the car was coming and things like that.
We know when the breaches were coming.
Yeah. So it looks like he was very intelligent. So I'm just trying to figure out what he did to kill Thor. I'm like, how'd you do
I'm like, whoa. And then boastful Loki, you know, he capping. I killed Captain America and Iron Man, and then I got all 6 Infinity Stones. He might be right. I don't know, but I think it's Cap.
Yeah, they're like, no.
No, he did. Right. The alligator Loki, like, liar, right? You know, then we got an alligator. And then President Loki.
This is on site. That alligator's on site.
Right. And then I love President Loki. President Loki. I would love to get a President Loki arc, like him doing his thing. I wonder how that. I don't even know. I didn't even know there was a President Loki other than until this series. So yeah. Other than that, though, we did get some good information. And then now Loki, our sacred timeline Loki, can enchant stuff. And now they're going into this little end of time. I think the end of time. They're going to the end of time. And they're gonna meet whoever's gonna be in that castle.
Void.
Yeah, the void.
Yeah.
And whoever's gonna be in that castle.
Whoever's there.
Right.
But it's just this boring. I mean, this boring. This episode felt boring to me because like it just seems like the scenes with him and like Sylvie are just like really like. Just like it takes me down a little bit, like when they just like try to sit and talk to each other. And I know some people might care about it more than we do. Yeah. It's like I saw like on like Twitter like people's like reviews of the episode. And they're like, oh, this is the best episode ever and stuff. I'm just like, oh, I don't feel that way.
Me personally, I didn't feel that way. I don't really
care for the sentimental moments. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. Like you
know,
the
sentimental moments between him and Mobius.
I dig that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I did. For those
yeah,
moments.
Yeah.
Now him and Sylvie, not so much. Not for me.
It's just not. I don't know.
It's just not for me.
I feel like they could have like the third episode. They could have added. You know, that was the shortest one. They could have added an extra 10 minutes of them actually like getting emotional.
I even liked him.
They might get emotional in the next
I even liked
episode.
him talk to the other Lokis, like the classic Loki and everything. Like what he was saying, I even felt more interested in that than I was like with him talking to Sylvie. I don't know.
And like you said, classic Loki definitely for me. Classic Loki carried this episode.
Yeah, he carried.
For sure, when he showed this projection magic, and then when the Lokis were fighting, he sent a projection because that's what he said. The story was he did a projection so good that Thanos thought he died,
right?
And then he
just played dead.
He played dead as debris from the ship and just drifted. That was kind of sad. He drifted and then he found a planet and just stayed there. And
decided that he was just going to be alone by himself.
Because he said wherever he goes, he brings chaos and destruction
pain and stuff. So he was like, I'm just going to, relax and be by myself.
But then he got tired of it and it was like, I wonder, do anybody miss me? And as soon as he tried to step off that planet, TVA scooped him up.
Yeah, they plucked him when he tried to get off. I was like,
I was like, wow. I was like,
sucks.
But then at the end, when he sacrificed himself, it was like glorious like he was crying. It was like glorious purpose.
I think that's when he realized that was his glorious purpose to help the other Lokis. Like, okay, like I've been trying to find glorious purpose this whole time, and it's actually this. Me sacrificing myself for the greater good.
Yep. So they could, So that was our review. I think that was our best review yet. Like it was pretty precise. We were pretty on point because we usually be everywhere. We usually be everywhere. That was really good. And so that's our review. You give it a 7. I give it an 8.
I moved it up to a 7.
Yeah, because they did talk about the stuff. Yeah. And then Renslayer, she's trying to figure out who's behind this as well. For what reason, I don't know.
Maybe because she doesn't really know and she's trying to figure out.
Also, we got to talk about Miss Minutes. She definitely has her own will. Miss Minutes definitely has her own will because in the earlier scene, Sylvie was like talking to Miss Minutes, and it was like, how we were trying to get more information about the timekeepers in the beginning of time. She was stalling. So I was like, yo, Miss Minutes,
people to come.
Miss Minutes, keep an eye on Miss Minutes. Cause she got her own thing. That's why I love her. Let me stop. Anyway, guys, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
share.